unbelievable.
It is unbelievable. It's like,
Mankind has cars and control of oil, and we can dig in the ground, and we can blow things up, and we can create roads and pathways that give us this sense of order, like we're in control. We are not in control. And mankind, we have the HAARP array that creates ionization in the upper layers of the atmosphere, and we use chaos mathematics to try to control the atmosphere. You know how stupid that is? You know how freaking retarded that is? Nature is so incredibly in balance and in order that
God is so incredible that, you know, like, I'm like a super genius. Like, I know I am because of just the way my mind operates. And like, the thing about it is, I still have limits to timing. I have certain times when I'm supposed to when I become like when I start to do my calling, I'm timed. I know that I have a time when I'm supposed to release my information because God put me in a hold where I cannot talk about certain things because He gave me all the secrets of the world. And the thing about it is, I cannot talk about it until the time to talk about it comes. Like,
you're moved by the Spirit.
Huh?
You're moved by a Spirit.
Yeah, by His Spirit.
You know when it's time to share, and you know when it's not.
Yeah, like, it just happens, and when, like, I can feel when I'm safe to talk, or when I'm safe to, when I know, I can sense if I'm talking to the right person about certain things, if I'm not, or sometimes I just I try it out to see how the person's gonna react to my intelligence.
Curious, when you were, like, for example, my friend Nathan that I mentioned, he says before he was about 5, there was a point in his life where he said, oh my gosh, I can't be, not oh my gosh, he was like, oh man, I can't be everybody anymore. Like, children have this innate innocence and a clear mind, right? They can experience their ego, the understanding, their drive to know. They just are. Children just are. They have such clear eyes, right? So he knew he was connected with everyone.
Right.
Have you ever felt anything like that?
I knew I was connected to people. I didn't feel like I was connected to people. I always felt more connected to God. Because, like...
You want some of this dip?
I was more... I was more, but there's only a few chips left.
Okay. Just one.
But I'll give you some.
Just one dip. That's all I want.
Wait.
Okay.
Sorry, babe.
Cool. Oh, thanks.
I'm gonna dip it in here
much.
too. No, there is also more, I used to be more amazed when I could hear the voice of God speak to me. And then I would tell my parents, oh my God, God spoke to me. But, I was more...
You were more like, you were already aware of some things that some people never get in their life of enlightenment. For some reason, God chose you to know.
Yeah. And I remember always trying to go back into not knowing.
You wanted to forget.
Yeah.
You're like, this is too much.
Yeah, I didn't want to know because it was like...
It hurts.
It's boring. It also brings a sense of loneliness. And it also brings a sense of, like, when you know and you don't have... There's no time and it's not your time, you go back because it takes away your life. It takes away the it takes away the gift of learning, the gift of, it feels good
Discovery.
not to know. Yeah, it takes away the innocence of just experiencing not knowing. I don't know everything. There's a lot of things I don't know,
I
and
don't
that makes
tell
me
many
feel.
people- Sorry.
Go ahead.
Sorry. I don't tell many people this, but I dream about stuff in like super detail, sometimes days ahead of time.
Hmm.
Like sometimes I get a deja vu, but I remember dreaming and I'm like, I've been here before. In
Really?
that dream, yeah. God will show me like entire days.
Do you know how to interpret
Sort of.
dreams?
I mean, it's hard to describe because it doesn't always happen. I don't get like every detail, but some events I'm like, I dreamt about this, like in exact detail. I was there in a dream before it happens. It's true. And King David was like, in Psalms 23, I have good things prepared for you ahead of time for my name's sake. God doesn't leave us in this universe without his presence. He doesn't.
Because
He loves us. He wants us to succeed. He wants us to be okay.
because the thing about it is, because we are on a mission to do something great. If we fail, everything falls apart to do what we're supposed to do. But he designed us to fail. But even in our failure, we're doing the right thing because we were designed to be failures in a way. Because that's how we remain humble. That's how we grow. We have to fail to understand that we're failures in some sense, that we have failed before. So when somebody else doesn't do the right thing, we
Oh,
don't
you're
beat
right.
them up. We can say, I've been there before. We can say, I know how you feel. We can hold each other in that way. Because it wouldn't make no sense if we all passed everything all at once. We would be bumping heads and we wouldn't want to live anymore, because at the end we'll be like, well, so what's the fucking point of all this? Because I've been there. I've been like, all right, okay, we're having sex, procreate, and then what? Like, I'm over it. Like, I used to talk to God like, I'm so over this, I'm ready to die. Like, yeah, I'm so fucking over it. I'm over life. I'm done with it because I suffered. All I did was suffer. And then it just adds on and adds on. And then not only that, it's like I'm bored of everything. I'm bored. I get into a relationship, and then after a couple of days, I'm bored of that.
Huh.
And then another, you know what I mean? My ego is just too big for my own good. It's like,
I know the feeling.
it's like, tell me something new. So God has to save me from my own ego. Like, he has to put me in situations like this, because if I was rich all my life, I would be bored to death.
Yeah.
So God remind me, hey, you're not here for just you. There were people I'm introducing you to. You're here for each other. So, I am God's eagle. I have God's eagle. God's a Leo. Because a Leo is the king of the jungle.
Yeah.
Ruler of all. Doesn't matter what anybody else says. God made astrology. And God knew what he was doing when he made astrology,
Pictures
whether
in the
people
sky.
want to believe it or not. And,
There's a scientific component to that's undeniable.
exactly.
The patterns in the sky, the emanations of all the stars, it's not really interconnectedness. We're just saying, it's not that we're connected. We're just not separate from anything else. We're not separated from the universe. You can't make the statement, well, I'm one with everything. Sometimes I think some people are one with everything, sort of, if God chooses, but I don't know, I still can't wrap it in. Some Buddhists, just
Well,
this one Buddhist I knew, he went to a meditation with a friend of his, and his affect, like he said his brain was spinning. Somehow, in his meditative state, he changed so that the normal areas that do the normal functioning big things started like swapping and moving around. Like anything is possible. You see somebody with like a 5 centimeter long and a 2 centimeter round tumor in their brain, right? And they remove it. How could that person see? Because it was in the center of their brain that produces sight. But 2 weeks later, they can see, and they're not. That portion of their brain is missing. So I mean, like, what you're talking about, scientifically, we can fill in each other's gaps. I think it happens within our own brain, and it also happens within our souls and our spirits. Like, where you're weak, I'm strong. Where you're strong, I'm weak. That we have to lean on each other. Like, lean not unto thine own understanding, but in every word from the mouth of God. Acknowledge Him in all your ways, and He shall direct your paths. It doesn't have to be some kind of religious, super, you're morally right. Jesus was morally righter than you. It means, like, I acknowledge on this planet that I need other people. I have to. Like, spiritually, I have to. If I don't, I'm fucking blind. I won't learn. If I get stuck within, stuck on self. Some people He makes strong, like you, who know, and are the king of the jungle. I mean, I guess it's inevitable, but.
You make me strong.
Well, I'm strong because I learn a lot from other people. I mean, most of what I know is by learning and observing other people. Almost all of it, actually.